I spent $350, $350 and almost a week making a movie, short film using only AI. Was it worth it? Let's watch it together and then I will show you step by step how I did it. $350, man.
Never mind. We'll try again tomorrow.
They were good donuts.
So was it worth it? Let me know down there in the comments. Whenever we are making any kind of movie, we need to have a story to define characters, environment, what is the plot about, in which year the story is happening, because that will define the costumes, outfit, and plenty other things. So for this short film, we have 2 burglars, New York City, 1960s, museum, and 2 donuts. And the story is totally ridiculous. It doesn't have any sense. The burglars are robbing the museum for 2 donuts. Totally nonsense, but it has all the sense when we know that this is a short film, a funny short film, comedic type, so it has a sense. And first thing, we need to create our characters, then environment, and then go into the story. So for characters, I already use 2 guys, 2 burglars that I created in the previous video. So if you want, you can check it out on a link right there, or I will leave the link down there in the description. And also I have a character sheet for them. Character sheet is really important because you want to have the character from all sides, front, left, right, back, 3/4, and so on and so forth, to feed the AI engine with as much information as you can. Otherwise, the AI will imagine something on its own and you will have non-consistent results. So for consistency, you need character sheets, also environment sheets. So for characters, I already have these 2 guys and I just put them in Nano Banana 2. I just said, make these 2 guys in outfit that belongs to New York 1960s, and I got this as a result. Perfect, we have character sheet. Now let's create an environment sheet. Environment sheet is same like character sheet, but in this case we need a museum from top, then interior, left, right, front, back, side, all the sides, so we know how the interior looks. I made a huge mistake that cost me a lot of credits and a lot of time, and that's not making an environment sheet first, how the museum looks from all the sides. Instead, I rushed to create my first scene, the burglar hanging, the fat guy hanging from a rooftop on a rope in Mission Impossible style, to see how the image will look compared to what I had in my mind. And I was thrilled with the result. I was so happy, and I logged this image and this is it. I have my first result. And then the mistake was I already have the interior of a museum. I see the ceiling and I see the skyline and everything, how it looks from inside. So I needed to create a rooftop that represent what we see inside. So we need a rooftop with arch type of roof with windows, and it was so hard to explain to Nano Banana or I used also GPT Image 2 to explain how to create this properly. And I have so many failed attempts, and I spent a lot of time trying to get the proper result, and I failed every single time. And but I like my first image. I didn't want to change it. I like the interior of museum. So in that situation, I used my 3D skills. I went into Blender. I quickly just block out how the rooftop should look and use that as a reference image, and then feed that into Nano Banana 2 with a prompt to create me a rooftop that looks like this in New York 1960s. And voila, I have a perfect image of a rooftop that later I use for every other scene of a rooftop. So this is a pro tip. If you know how to use some other tools like 3D, it will help a lot. There are many other tricks using 3D, how you can save your time and credits making something that you need in specific position, specific size, and so on and so forth, but that we will talk in some other video. I have few more issues that I solved, and I want to show you the solutions. Everything else about image generations went pretty much smoothly except these tricky parts. So the second thing is, now that I have a rooftop defined and all the windows, I can see that interior of museum is bright yellow lights. I don't want that. I want dark environment with only lasers and only that redness visible from the rooftop, like it's on the first image when the burglars is descending down the rope. So whenever I feed the Nano Banana 2 with prompt that is strictly saying that I want only lasers visible through the windows, I get these kind of results. Ridiculous. So I didn't manage to get a proper result. I changed the prompt and I strictly defined what I want to get, but unfortunately I got this. And what I did, I just said Nano Banana, for the first image, just make the dark inside the museum, so turn off the lights. And then I combined these two images in Photoshop and I got this as a composite. So pretty easy fix and no problem at all. So the next thing is, I want the middle window closest to the camera to be open. And whenever I tell that to Nano Banana 2, I always get some wrong window opened and some crazy stuff are happening. So what I did, I went into Photoshop, I drew a simple yellow square in the place of the window that should be opened, and I said Nano Banana 2, okay, open this yellow square, the window in the place of the yellow square, and I feed two images, and voila, I get a proper result. So these simple but really important tricks help me to get exactly what I want. So hopefully you like them. Let me know down there in the comments what you think about these kind of tips. Should you like me to share more about that, or you want me to skip these kind of things and just show quick results? So the next issue that I ran into was, every time that I generate the interior of the museum from different angle or different situation inside of the museum, I get different proportion and different shape of the middle stand with the necklace and the glass cover on it. So the solution for this is to create an object sheet, so same like a character sheet, just make the object sheet for the stand, and this is how it looks, and then no issue at all. Every time you want to generate from a different angle that same location, just feed the AI with that object sheet and you will get every time consistent and proper results. Also, I created two character sheets for the guard. One is with the flashlight on his belt and another is without flashlight on his belt, but with a separate object sheet for the flashlight. And this is really important because later in a video you will see that guard is holding the flashlight in his hand, and if you feed the character sheet with the flashlight on guard belt into the Seedance that I use for this, you will have the guard with one flashlight on his hand and one on his belt. Now that we have all the images ready, it's time to create videos out of them. And for me, this is the most exciting part. For this, I'm using Seedance 2.0, currently the best AI video generator on the market. Also, I'm using Kling 3.0 for a little bit less complex things, and that's it. In a nutshell, I use Claude to create me a prompt for Seedance 2.0. I use simple words to tell Claude what I want to happen with the image, and then Claude create me a prompt. Also, I told Claude to separate the prompt into several different sections. So one is the camera, so which camera is used, and all the other specifics. Also character, how the character looks, and also the action. The action is basically what happens in the video itself. And also you can see here the atmosphere. So how is the atmosphere in the video, and some technical stuff that I said I don't want music, I want only sound effects, and that's basically it. And then I just press the generate button and get some really decent results. Normally I had several issues with video generations. Also, I had multiple bad takes, like in real life video shooting you have takes. So also here I have some really bad takes, really funny one that I will play you at the end of this video, like behind the scenes stuff. So stay tuned till the end. But also I will show you how I solve certain situations. So I got these two results and they're both good, but I like the first part from the first video and the second part from the second video. But there is an issue because you can see the doors behind the burglar are different in both generations. So what I did, I went into DaVinci Resolve, into Fusion part, the compositing part, and I used the door, just the door from the second video. So basically I made a mask, as you can see, around the door, and this is the video. I just masked it out. And also I tracked it because if you can see now the original video, the camera is moving up and down and also the door are moving. If I didn't track that, it will be really fake. So now with the tracking, you can see the door is moving with the camera properly, but now the burglar is going behind the door. So I needed to duplicate the burglar video, this one with the wrong door, but I put it on top of that. I masked the burglar only, you can see it's masked out, and now when you merge everything together, you get really nice proper result. Let me show you another tip. For this project I use Hicksfield for Seedance. Sometimes I'm using Magnific, depends on the project, but here on Hicksfield, on Seedance, when you hover over the image you have three dots. When you press on it you can choose either to have image as a reference or start or end frame. But there is another way how you can use image as a start frame without defining it as a start frame, and that's by using a proper prompt. So here I said framing identical to, and then I tag this image to be a start frame. Or you can say video should start specifically from, and then you tag this image, and so on and so forth. And you can see right here the stand with the necklace and this cover. There is a thing that I told you before I created the object sheet. I got this result, and this is a bad result because I have this wooden cover at the top, which is not in the original stand. So when we make an object sheet, we are having a proper results. Also, you can use Kling 3.0 for some cover shots, for some B-rolls that doesn't have some complex movements, because Kling is amazing. It's cheaper than Seedance, and I use it for this kind of generations. So you can see it's really good, no problem for this scene. But when you have some fast movements, some complex movements, more people or objects that are doing different things, then definitely Seedance is the king there. I spent a lot of credits on two last scenes where the slim burger should pull up the fat burger and the laser should turn on immediately when the fat burger feet leave the floor. But this was first generation, let me show you. Not bad, but there's some flickering in these vitrines around, so I didn't like that. And everything else was perfect, and okay, I tried to generate it again, but then not good result. Again, bad result, and I have so many these bad results. Let me show you again. This is totally different environment. Seedance, just imagine something. Also here, see? Yeah, it's funny, but see these pillars here doesn't have any sense, and also the lasers. So I spent a lot of credits here until I got something that I liked. Also, the rooftop scene was pretty tough, and here I spent a lot of credits and a lot of iterations. Let me show you something that doesn't have sense. Let's see. Let's see this. And donuts didn't fall into, but I used this scene, I used that one in the video editing part, because I really like how the donuts, they're here. Doesn't make sense, but then again, they're falling down, and I like that. And let me show you another one. This one was cool, but This doesn't make sense. And this is how Seedance doesn't listen to the prompt. So yeah. And I ended up by merging 3 or 4 different videos into the final scene. So look at this one. So yeah, I ended up editing and merging several different scenes into the final video, and I was pretty much happy with the results. So now I will leave you to watch behind the scenes of some failed attempts, but they are pretty funny to watch. See you next one. Bye bye.